don't hear much from Egypt, so we think that everything is stable and rosy, but this is not the case. There's a lot of labor unrest. The students are very tightly controlled. There's no independent media. So we are watching. Prices are skyrocketing, and I think this is what's going to produce a lot of unrest. Our next speaker is Mohamed Kamel. He's a freelance writer, and he's the editor for a Free Egypt blogspot.com. Those who don't receive his newsletter, please sign up. It's very interesting, very informative. He's the co-founder, member of the new executive committee and spokesperson for the Egyptian Revolutionary Council. He'll talk about this and how the resistance to the dictatorship is getting organized. He's a co-founder of the Egyptian-Canadian Coalition for Democracy, the organization that is sponsoring this event. He's also a member of several civil society organizations. Those who know him from Montreal know how active he is politically. On top of that, professionally, he's an engineer, a lead green associate. Please welcome Mohamed Kamel.
Thanks, Roger. Thanks, Ovid. Actually, it's the first time to speak together in one session. And I hope next time somebody, maybe not me, going to be speaking about Egypt the same way you spoke about Chile when the dictatorship go. And I felt with some differences for sure. I felt that if I took off the word Chile and put Egypt, it would be the same story. So I don't think that I have to speak about it. But I'm still going to keep my minute doing something else. About the coup. I'm not going away. Well, actually, it is very important to link the issue here. But while we're linking the issue between Chile and Egypt, we have to link the time frame as well. We're speaking about Salvador Allende in 1973. We're speaking about Mohamed Morsi in 2013. Look where we are. We are 40 years difference. And what those 40 years did for people's mind and changed the way they're thinking. General Pinochet is the same Mr. Sisi. People decide just to take the thing by their own hand. But Pinochet and Sisi was not acting on their own interest. And actually, Ovid just mentioned to us that what they did was a build-up of other interests. And the problem here with Egypt, little different than Chile, and something very important, that the people who called themselves pro-democracy and called themselves liberal and called themselves socialist supported the coup in Egypt. I felt ashamed, actually, because I called myself leftist. I am a leftist. Okay? And don't tell me that I am Muslim Brotherhood because I was sleeping cell waiting for the moment to defend the Muslim Brotherhood. All these stories became actually nonsense at all. Because I'm a leftist. And I'm ashamed that I found leftists and liberal supporting military coup against democratic elected on the first time in Egypt entire history. I'm not speaking about modern history. No, it's an entire history. It never happened in Egypt. It never happened. And what's the situation when people rise up, Egyptian, left, right, center, not the upper class, who moved in June 30, and misled some other with them. On January 25th, 2011, we had in Egypt corruption, social injustice, electoral fraud was very clear everywhere, violation of basic human rights, police brutality. That was the situation there. But the situation there, the people overcome the fear, it's a very easy to implement the fear in people. And that's what's happening with the coup that's happened in July 3rd. Now the people in Egypt accept anything. They were uprising during Morsi era. Oh, 1 year became an era. 1 year of being in power, not in power, in office, not in power. They are uprising against him because electrical shortage, some electrical being outcome. Now today people accept 12-hour a day electrical outage. But why? Because the fear been implemented in them again. They became slave for their own coup that they created by themselves. People revolted in January 2011, the entire world was very enthusiastic about them. Time running fast, Sama. You should change your watch. And they uprised because of they're looking for bread, freedom, human dignity, social justice. They get all of them after the military coup. I hope you don't believe me. Situation today is the same thing. I didn't change anything. I just changed the title. January 25th, 11, and today. But today it's worse. Because we have people in the street have a license to kill from a people consider themselves revolutionary before. They have a license to kill. They are on the street to kill the people who demonstrate peacefully. Man, everybody just watching. So what? We get rid from Islamists. We don't like Islamists in government. Yeah, that's the same thing. We don't like socialists in government. We don't like Mossadegh in government in 1953. We don't like Sukarno, so hard to took over and then took over the power in Indonesia. Thanks, Ovidio, just remind us of this as well. We don't like, so we just turn over. We don't respect democracy. We speak about democracy. We highly value democracy and human rights, but I'm sorry, we don't respect any of them. And people start to say that during the 1 year Morsi in office is people never find freedom, never find rights. Guys, in South Africa, after 10 years, I was listening about a few months ago about one of Mandela co-friends who's saying, being asked by Anna Maria Tremonti, what do you think about the democracy in South Africa? He laughed. He thought, democracy? We are only 10 years. What are you speaking about democracy? We still a long time to go. But the deep state, and that's exactly what was being told us when Roger mentioned the deep state misled some people who believe that the media, corrupted media, people know it's corrupted and they believe it. And they went after it. Oh, we have to remove the Islamists. Why? Because he will do. He will He did nothing. He didn't govern even. Am I here to say that Mr. Morsi, the president of Egypt, and I'm calling him the president of Egypt, I agree with him or not? That's my business, my personal business, and everyone's personal business. It's our right to disagree with the president. But did we believe that he's governed? He never governed. The deep state tried to control everything there and push things to the edge to have the coup and to override the revolution. And now we are back 40 years back. And if I stayed more than 1 minute, Sama will kick me out. But you will give me 1 minute, Sama, please, because I need to say something very quickly. The ECCD has invited you today, and I welcome you actually to go to their website to see what they are stand for. And I would really love to hear from you. And all of us love to hear from you if you agree or disagree about what we stand for. And we don't stand for anything particular. We stand for rights. Is that something? If it's something you believe in, we stand for human rights. We stand for human rights that the report, Roger just brought it out, it's human right watch who said. Amnesty International who said, where is the human right in Egypt today that people consider that June 30, that being led by the deep state, a revolution. I can have a revolution every day. I'm going to the street tomorrow, guys. Come with me. We're going to call the Canadian Army to remove Harper. I don't like the guy. And I don't think anybody here like it. It's perfect. But I can't respect myself if I called for the Canadian Army to remove him. That is the main question. And that's why a lot of things here, by the way, in this slide show, and Sama will kick me out if I stop, guys. I would love to hear from you guys, and thanks for coming. Thank you.